please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Bonnie.
Here.
Steve.
Here.
Marcus.
Here.
Mike.
Here.
Terry.
Here.
Consent agenda. All items under this will be enacted by one motion. Those items will not be discussed separately unless request is made. So this includes the agenda, minutes of July 28th, regular council meeting, and the claims.
I have a question on the claims. Core and main repairs for 2,200. What are we fixing?
Main for 2,200.
Is that our meters?
That's our, yeah, but let me just look it up here real quick.
How many meters have you bought? You haven't bought.
So we have several. So there's 740 supplies, that would be the new meters. And there is, let's see here, there's repairs. Here, we don't have the documents loaded
But they're a supplier.
Yeah,
yet. They're a supplier.
there are meters and
And,
radios.
yeah, it would be supplies for a meter repair. But it looks like there were several invoices ahead at the same time.
Alrighty, thank you.
Any other questions on the claims and so forth? Otherwise, I'm looking for someone to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Terry?
Second.
Steve? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Departmental reports. Sheriff Wade will be coming, he's
So like 5:20.
about 5:20, so we'll go, I'll jump ahead with my mayor's report. On July 8th, I attended the DOT Highway 20 presentation at Cobblestone, which several of us did. The 9th, we had a personnel committee meeting, we held several interviews. 14th, council meeting. 16th, another personnel committee held an interview. The 23rd was a nuisance meeting, and the 28th was our council meeting. Okay, in your packet was the Public Works report. Anything that you want to ask? Do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Just on pretty much the main one here with on July 31st at about 10:30 p.m. I had a failure of our high service pump, which the high service pump pumps water from our storage tanks to the water tower. It failed to run. So after inspecting it, I reset everything, and as I reset everything, the VFD blew, which pretty much powers our pump. So I called in Taylor from Holstein Electric, and obviously there's nothing you can do at, midnight when we, figure this out. So we had enough water in the water tower to get us through the morning, and we were up and running by noon on Saturday. So, and now we kind of figured out that we only have one VFD running 2 motors, 2 pumps, and most people, everybody else has 2 VFDs. So it's something we need to kind of look into, getting another VFD to run one pump and the other one to run pump 1.
What's a VFD?
It's a variable frequency drive, pretty much so we don't get water hammer, it starts up the pump slowly, shuts it down slowly. Pretty much is the brains of the pump. So, we think it's almost 20 years old, do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think we probably put it in 20 years.
Yeah. So,
I know Bloss is on the board.
Oh, that's been okay.
so, that was pretty much the main one. We did receive the manhole monitor that we put in a month and a half ago, or, needed. Brandon and I put it in the 28th of July. Got some quotes for the roofing and gutter for our insurance buildings. And then with demolishing the house on 313, Corey did send over a bid for SE. So,
Is that the house right across from?
the Al Hedberg house.
Across from Fowler.
Yep, yep.
Right.
Yeah, that's an eyesore.
Oh, yeah.
Are
So,
we gonna notify the neighbors that they can stand outside with a BB gun and shoot rats, because it's full? I mean, I think we should find a way to
I was
notify the
just,
neighbors.
I was just in there last week with Corey, and I mean, there's nothing crawling in there, I'll tell you that.
Brandon
You were
said,
gonna say they
all
were
right,
too.
No, there was when I was in there was nothing. There might have been one bat that I heard, but nothing on the floor. I mean, I got in the crawl space too, and I had not seen, but not saying at night,
yeah, Brandon said that you can see
Yeah.
rats going in and out,
Right.
so
I
you
mean,
might
there's
wanna give
holes-
neighbors a
there's
head
holes
start if you
everywhere,
do
and-
something.
Before you take it down.
Yeah, an old cistern that probably needs, obviously gonna get filled in, but,
Yeah,
so,
that would be smart.
yeah, those were the major ones.
Give the neighbors a head
I think we need to get another quote.
For demolishing,
Yeah.
Later discuss, and you guys can make that decision.
Okay, anything else for Eric? Thank you very much.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you.
Very nice, thank you, nice report.
Yeah, very good.
Community center
Jared,
report.
did you wanna hang for the?
oh yeah, I should do that.
Okay. You was getting out of here.
I wanna go to a
Darn well. That's how we move. Okay. Community center report, that was in your packet, and rec center has been very busy. So, let's see what they are, what the activities coming up, and then the pool, and looks like the last day pending will be August 23rd. And it's been busy.
That's
pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
It looks like it's been
We met
busy.
this morning and it's iffy, depending on, cause there's just, if one guard fails,
Calls in
they
or something,
can't,
they
yeah.
can't do it.
Right.
But, and then also Ashley will be on-site managing the pool for the last few weeks, cause her two college are gone, yeah.
How many people does it take to run the pool?
At any given time?
Yeah,
We have a
What's full
total of-
capacity?
It depends on how many people are in there. I think they need 5 lifeguards if it's full.
Okay.
And then if it's not as full, they can go.
Really? Okay. Is that what Heidi Road got in trouble with?
I don't
When
know.
they,
Yeah, I don't
No, that's a
know.
whole separate issue.
that's
I
all
don't-
separate.
I don't, yeah.
No, it's been, my grandkids had sure fun during theater camp week, they went down and had a great time, so. Okay. Next we got taxi, library, nuisance, administrator report.
Okay, so on the administrative report, just to give you a rundown, the software implementation is still about 95%. We are reserving some of the training hours for the new deputy clerk when they're hired. Implementation for the park and recs is a little bit slower. They're having issues with management membership, so we've reached out to Tyler, we're waiting for them to solve, and so we've paused that implementation until that gets solved. Web payments, that is up and running. The utility billings are fully set for the residents to pay directly on the website. In addition, I'm working on miscellaneous payments online, like building permits, pet registrations, pool memberships, tax care, etc. So this will be new for the public. They haven't been able to do that before. Personnel committee, you guys, we met and interviewed, and now we'll have to interview again.
Oh, really? I haven't heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So then the ball field, finishing up that TIF amendment for District 3. And then, we'll finish that up. We'll have public hearings, set public hearing tonight. We did have the hail damage, estimate from and we'll get to those hail damage bids coming up. This is what the insurance estimated our damage to be. And then we have ambulance billing. We're gonna go live with PCC September 1st. Right now, we're just working on Medicare, Medicaid, VA, and Wellmark and private insurance credentialing through that. And that's it. And then you have your pool report. You know, the library. You have pet registrations, which is, you know, very stagnant right now. In-house nuisance control, we had 20 calls for overgrown grass and then 1 call for parking on the lawn. And then in the back, you have the nuisance log. And that is updated as of 8/4.
This is a very nice packet.
Yes.
I like it.
Any
Any
questions,
other
comments, or
questions for
concerns?
Tammy on this? Should we go ahead with citizens forum before?
Yeah,
With-
so yeah, so we'll try and be maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I think we'll go ahead with citizens forum. It looks like we have 2 people that are here that would like to speak, so.
Yes, my name is Jamie Hunt. I own the laundromat and co-own the laundromat in town. We got our water bill and I was livid. So our total usage was 40,800 gallons, which was completely out of, we've never used more than 15,000. So after went over, I mean, Derek and I went over, looked at it, nothing was wrong. So we ended up using what, 200 gallons over the day?
From Thursday to Friday.
Yeah, from Thursday to Friday, we had people come in and do laundry, use the 200 gallons, so we're right on track there. So that does include my apartment upstairs and the laundromat. We have 1 meter. I would like to talk about getting 2 separate meters. So we ended up having a toilet leak. I still can't believe that a toilet leaked 40,000 gallons. I'm really struggling with that. Because like when we were there, everything was dry, there was nothing running through the meter, so for it to be inconsistent, we're running a lot and then nothing, it was just pretty frustrating as a small business to have a $560 water bill. Since then, I've made a post on Facebook and I've had several people in town say that their water bill has been outrageous. I'm not sure if there's an issue with the meters. Derek said, I mean, that if anything, they would run short. Is that a guarantee? I mean, can they run long? I mean, machines are machines and can mess up, just like people can mess up.
Is that one of the new ones?
It's a newer one, but the census rep says that meters, when they go bad, they will read shorter than what they're actually reading. So less, we're not getting all the gallons, charged because it's running less, especially all the brass meters are running a little less, they wear down.
I mean, last month I used like 7,800 gallons. And that's a business running 7,800 gallons. And I've got people who are saying their houses use 11,000, 9,000. Like, how does that work? I know Tyler and Allison Gabers had an issue a couple months ago that theirs was 24,000. I mean, so did the kid leave a hose on? I mean, for 24 hours, they should have the greenest lawn in town with a little pond. So it's hard to comprehend where did that water go. So it's not just me, it's people all over town that are having this issue. So that's where I'm at.
I'm kind of just here, I'm Kelly Boyle, I'm kind of just here for, Jamie came and I know my neighbor to the south was talking to me last night at my garden and she was really complaining about how much her water bill was. So I did some checking Jamie and I came over and we did the checking from our house and the business right beside it, and of course, I run a lot more water this time of year at the greenhouse.
Sure, yeah.
And, I mean, that's pretty stable. I mean, I would suggest, you know, I would think it's probably kind of right on task. I mean, I went from 500 in April, which from March to April, and then 1,500 April to May, which makes sense. That's when I get the majority of my plants in, so it makes sense I'm gonna make more. And then,
You're talking money or gallons?
I'm talking gallons.
Gallons.
Gallons. So I went from 500 gallons used
To 1,500.
to 1,500 and then to 2,700, but it's, and then now I'm back to, I'm up to 3,000. I mean, all of the watering I do with my outside spigot.
Right.
So, I mean, that's separate from, I have a separate line that uses my sewer line because all that water goes out, you know, into the ground. That, I mean, it's probably the highest it's ever been, but it's not out of, I don't think it's out of line so much,
For what you're doing.
considering for what I'm doing.
And yours was 40,000.
40,800,
Just that 1 month,
just 1 month,
1 month.
1 month.
I mean, the one other thing that we noticed is, like there's a month that there's a double week, an overlap in, you know, like I got billed through the 24th on one bill and then I got billed again for that same week the next month. So, I mean, I don't know if that's just a discrepancy because it changed the system. It was from when we went from the old system to the new system. But as far as like at the house then, I mean, I was 2,200 gallons, then 1,500 gallons in May, and then 2,400 gallons, and then 2,500 this month. So I went up 100, and we have somebody that's been staying with us, so I would have expected it to be a little bit higher. So I don't think mine, I'm just kind of more moral support. I mean, I don't think mine is out of line. I would have expected my garden and the greenhouse to have gone up like it did. I don't think it's,
Right.
I mean, we're not talking 11,000 gallons or anything. I mean, mine is a jump where I can understand it. But the jump that Cammie was talking to me about last night is kind of, I don't know, I maybe better go back and look at my bills again. So,
But now, you went there and
Nothing.
didn't really find anything?
Not until Monday, the
Monday morning. Mhm.
toilet leaking.
And is this in the apartment or?
Nope, in the
In the laundromat.
laundromat, yeah.
Still that's,
It's a lot of water.
Toilet runs a lot.
yeah.
You know,
there's
that
a lot
can-
of
that-
running.
The toilet can
When that
waste a lot of water,
flapper-
but
Well, and Steve, we know, don't we?
Oh,
When,
yes.
we have a rental house, and our rental had a toilet that leaked and did not, you know, didn't think to
Yep.
think about
It
it.
wasn't gonna
And
be that much.
his water bill was $900.
I mean, does the city, I mean,
so
so,
it happens.
I know
It happens,
we
yeah.
talked about it, I mean, because Ida Grove has a system to where they can say like, hey, Steve's house used 6,000 gallons, you know, in these 3 days, like, and they send a flag. I mean, Derek kind of talked about like, you know, that's our hope. At what point, and I was really irked that nobody like called and said, hey, you know, last month you used this much, now you used 40,000. I think that's a courtesy call. I mean, it really should be. Like, if my water bill is $200, $173, and then all of a sudden it's $560, tell me none of you wouldn't have appreciated a phone call for that.
That's fair to say.
I mean, that's 1,500 loads of laundry. I'd have loved that. I would have loved that, but, so, I just, frustrated.
So you're asking for a second meter to be put for your apartment then? And-
Eventually, I would like that, yeah, but just kind of voicing my concerns on how it was handled. I mean, to get a bill that big out of nowhere, it's pretty harsh. It's not
But if you had a
super thrilled.
leaky stool, sounds like that's legit.
Right,
And usually.
To
when
me,
the-
that
yeah.
sounds, and to blame the city to not catch it.
no, I'm not saying that, I mean, to
And
catch
give you a
it,
courtesy call,
but
I mean,
it's just odd because whenever I go check it, it's never leaked, so it leaks on and off. So I mean, I don't live there, it's downstairs, and whenever it's leaked before, people have been courteous and say, hey, your toilet's leaking. Okay, cool, I go get a plunger, I go back. But just, even when I had a water leak way before the laundromat, I mean, I didn't get a courtesy call until I got the bill, and that was way back on the old meter. So just, hey, maybe something is wrong.
And normally the city does have practice to let people know.
I was gonna say, maybe looking at the process
We
there.
do,
Yeah,
but we also are training
yeah,
and
yeah.
we're putting in a new system
Yeah.
and, you know, bills were read on the 27th, meters were read on the 27th, bills went out on the 31st. It wasn't a great gap in between and and it is normal standard practice to do those courtesy calls, and that's what it is, it's a courtesy.
Right.
So it is normal practice, we just, this month, we are training and onboarding and, you know, that, those small little courtesies that we do, we can't always get done.
Okay.
Because technically they can see what their last one was, like when they're processing, you know, like
Yeah,
card people.
well, when we pull it into the new system, we
System.
can see the high reads.
Yeah,
And when we see the high reads, we send the guys out to do, or the ladies out to do a reread.
okay,
Make sure there wasn't a read issue.
right.
If there's not a read issue,
Then it's something
yeah,
else.
and then it is something at that point we would normally do and always kind of have done a courtesy call. It just, we had to get those bills processed and out and people didn't get the courtesy calls. But, and, you know, I know you said something about Cammy and we read today and they're still going through a lot. So there is something going through there. We do our best to, as soon as we're alerted or somebody would like us to, we go out, do a reread and say, hey, you've gone through X amount in this amount of time, you really have a problem. Please check, do the toilet tabs, check for a leak, check your water softener, we go through the whole list. And it does happen.
Well, even, I mean, the one year, Steve, we had water in our basement, we couldn't figure out where the heck it was, we put in a sump pump, we still couldn't figure out, it wasn't doing anything. And we were gonna be gone, and when we came back, I mean, it was in the outside water line where it teed off and came down to our place, but it wasn't, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
Lynette just happened to find it. I mean,
Yeah,
we were looking all over. We couldn't find anything in the house and yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it took a good week or so before we could finally figure out it was where it teed off, and of course it was in Steve's part of the lawn, but it was our tee, so, you know.
yeah, it was on the,
But you know, I mean, it's hard to find them sometimes. And I tried to
Yours
explain
is
that.
longer, your old house.
yeah, because it
Comes off
comes
the
clear from
keel.
the east.
Comes
wow.
off a keel. There's no, yeah, so they got,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
you got
I mean,
those houses there have a long
Long
service line.
where there could be an issue with that long line.
and like, I mean, when I was talking to Dick about it, you know, he said, as dry as it is right now,
It would take a
it can
while.
leak for a long time before it's gonna surface.
Yep.
So,
But the
I-
meter's inside the house, so it hadn't gotten to the meter yet, so.
I mean, I just, you know, I just tried to explain it, you know, it could be an outside leak someplace coming into the house and you just can't find it yet, but she was pretty all right.
So like Tammy said, typically, I mean, courtesy calls are a thing.
We
Yes,
do
they are.
normally, but again, you know, I don't want people to, it is a courtesy, and sometimes you simply don't have time for that. You gotta get things done, and we do our best to work with the utility customers. And we take our time to go back out and reread, and, you know, we try to give hints, and then if they can't find it, say, you've gotta call a plumber. You gotta figure out what this is, because every day you delay, your bill is getting higher and higher.
Yes.
And that, you know, and even me personally, having water leaks, we have shut-offs on everything now. We have shut-offs on all outside spigots, and when we leave for a day, we turn the water off, because you can be amazed at how much you can go through in one day with just a little bit of the cork on the toilet is just tipped up a little bit, and you don't hear that. You start to get dog ears on is that water running? So it does
Ice maker on
happen.
a refrigerator.
And I know it's frustrating
That's
and
it,
it's
ice maker on a
overwhelming.
refrigerator will do it.
Yeah, it's overwhelming to get a bill that large. And I understand personally, and I know probably a lot of people here do. And
I mean,
know
I
it's
love the
frustrating.
1,500 loads of laundry. I mean, that would have been great.
Oh,
But,
I agree.
so just,
Yeah.
pretty big blow.
Yep,
But,
completely understand that.
It's too bad the meters don't have some kind of
Well, like,
The red
Derek,
flag
can
that flips
you?
up.
Yeah.
says-
The
The flow has
so-
I
changed.
don't know.
When we switch out all these new, or these old meters and new ones, the technology, obviously it's gonna cost money, but we can get a tower up on our water tower and it'll read. And it will, if we get, if we get that subscription or whatever, it will flag.
Usage.
Yes.
If you use more that day, but it.
I don't know
that'll
about
be-
daily, but yes, the guy,
That
our
would be
census,
hard to,
our census guy said he can read, like the taxi won't have to go out and read it, it'll read it all from the water tower. We just have to upgrade
Well,
from all the older.
and also most meter reading systems, you can go and do a 40 base
Yes,
and see exactly when the issue arose.
and there is, yes.
do we have that? Because I would like to know that.
We don't have
Oh,
that. This
okay.
comes with the new meters and the new technology.
Yeah,
It all will
which it-
take, probably, I would say a couple of years. for
Yeah,
us
to
to
get into
everything
everybody's
switched out.
house and switch out meters.
And then there's an expense that comes with that, so we're adjusting that with the budget, being able to get upgraded. Upgrades cost, so.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's good to see everybody.
Yeah, take care. Kelly?
Oh, thank you.
You know, Ada, go ahead.
I say go ahead.
Okay. We're going to, Karen is still here, so we're going to go into business, we're going to review and discuss IDR water supply sanitary survey. That is in your packet also. So do you have anything to add to it there?
Every 3 years you get a DNR comes in and inspects everything. The only thing mainly the only thing they found was we don't have a backflow preventer on our bulk fill at the water plant for people to get water. And there's gotta be one in there. So, we do have SE coming to, fix some valves. This has been in the works for 2 years now, I think, that SE was gonna come for high service pump valves. And when they come to fix those, SE will put in a backflow preventer for that. So, and it's gotta be a testable, it's gotta be tested every year. There hasn't been one since they put it in, but now, that was their one wasn't really a violation, but something that they had to get us at, so.
Well, and it also keeps the water.
Yes,
safe.
that
Because
way,
it's
just in
stopping
case
things from
somebody,
going into the water.
yeah, it's
service.
contaminating our
Mhm.
water supply, so.
But I did like the final summary. There are no significant deficiencies to report,
Yes,
so that's excellent.
Derek, are you gonna tell
Oh.
your good news? Come
I
on now.
did pass my
Good.
grade
Yay!
That took a long time to
Yes.
say. Good for
So,
Up in the
you.
middle of the night with that baby studying.
two. Yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
It was hard with 2 kids, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
now you can afford another one.
Oh, good job.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for.
Awesome.
Congratulations on
It's
that.
gotta be a good feeling.
Okay. So otherwise, everything was good except.
Yeah, everything, pretty much the same stuff, but that was our biggest thing, so I contacted Corey with SE and said, hey, this has to get fixed. I contacted the DNR and I said, we can't fix it right now because our valves don't work in the process. And as long as they have something in writing, the DNR is okay with it, so
Excellent.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, do you want to skip down to here so you can talk to Derek about
Sure,
this?
yeah.
So you mentioned that, Mike, that you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about.
The
that.
SCE proposal right here, the blasted. Okay. So, Did you wanna ask him about it, or if you want to?
No, I think we should be getting more than one.
Now,
bid.
did you did reach out to other contractors?
I reached out to Matt Warner and Willie, and they both did not
Didn't
want
wanna mess
no,
with it?
they didn't wanna mess with it, called Corey, so.
Okay.
And when he came down to look at the backflow preventer, he looked at the house too,
Okay.
so.
Do you think this is extremely high, Mike, or, I mean, or you just
No, I
thought you
think
needed a couple bids? but
Yeah, it's
You
not-
did try.
It doesn't hurt.
You know, no,
And
I
that- Yeah,
agree.
that's the problem that we have, is we do try for 3,
Mhm.
we don't always get the interest,
Yeah,
so.
Willie, if he had bigger equipment, he said he'd love to do it. Matt didn't wanna work in town pretty much, which is understandable. It's-
Sure.
You work out in the country and come and do the in-town stuff, yeah.
Okay. So we are going to go, flip over to the agenda page, consideration of proposal from SCE for demolition of structure at 313 Railroad. So I would need somebody to approve this proposal.
I will approve it.
Stevie, I would like a second, please.
Second.
Marcus. And this is all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Did he say what his schedule was?
No, he didn't, not yet. I mean, I pretty much asked him about the ball field.
Yeah,
You
you
know-
know, wait till they get that.
Yeah, and I
scheduled
can
the same time.
call him to see, you know, they're planning on late August for the ball field. So I don't know, since their equipment's all down here.
Whip over here.
Yeah, no, that
I mean,
makes
I don't
total
know
sense.
if they're gonna have an
It wouldn't
excavator
take
there.
long.
No, it's not a big house, and he
No.
said it was,
And the shed is,
yeah, the shed's a house. I mean, cap the water lines and sewer line is pretty much, you
but
know.
I do like Bonnie's suggestion that we alert all the neighbors.
I
Yes.
think we need to prepare
Because-
for rats.
And then when we lived on Main Street, we
Yeah,
taken down the
they will
elevator.
try to relook
They'll
at
look for a new
So,
house.
And I've seen things come to our house, so, yeah, I think that'd be good. Okay,
One more thing Derek can talk about.
one more thing, Derek, what do you need to talk about too?
Yeah, no, this is storm drain. And
Oh, okay.
again, just to recap, Derek did reach out to 3 contractors. We only had interest in these, and these 2 contractors for the gutters and the roof. So,
So stone neck versus. So were you, I mean, so we're gonna consider them, who would we want to?
well,
What do you mean?
this is
Okay,
for
this
the
is for
entire,
everybody.
yep,
Oh,
this
for
is the
everybody.
entire insurance claim. This is the roof and the gutters for everything on the insurance claim.
Okay.
These are all the low bids? Or-
Those are all the bids we got. So, for
Oh, these-
instance, yep, in each of them, you'll see, I went ahead and enclosed those invoices. So the very first one is Robertson's Roofing for the park and shelter house and bathroom. Those come to $12,415. And then they also gave a bid on the city shop. Then option 2 is $49,896. The gutters for the shop are from Johnson Seamless Gutters are $3,055. The library did not have roof damage, but they do have gutter damage. That gutter damage is $2,795. The aquatic center has roof damage of $13,000 and then gutter damage of $800. Totaling, the total claim is $82,011. And
And
if
this
you-
Robertson was the only bid that came.
Is the only bid that came
Call him
through.
back.
Yeah, and I know, and
Well,
Derek
it's
was.
these are all steel roofs.
And it's harder to get somebody to go up.
And
And
steel is more expensive.
I did have that Pro Roofs come and look at gutters, but they still have yet to contact me about coming and looking at the roof or anything. So,
Where's this Robertson from?
Aurelia,
Alto.
Aurelia.
Must he got a good reputation?
Mhm.
He
He's
does,
all over
actually. And I talked to somebody who had them do their roof, and highly recommend it.
we have a deductible on.
We do, so if you look back at my report, you'll see that
Oh, I did.
insurance claim.
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll see that let's get back to my report on there. The insurance claim, you'll see that they awarded us, 92,716 for the damages. Our deductible was 25, and then the final, check that we received was 90,216.
So we can.
Yep, you're looking at the right.
So we can pocket 18.
Okay.
Some actual good news from
Good
us.
news, yeah.
Interesting.
So we do, so that also gives us a little room, get up there, they start doing something
Yes.
and
We're
realize,
gonna find
yes,
something more, right.
gives us a little bit of room.
Have you did you look at the shop building? Is it?
I don't have a big enough ladder up there. Robertson did, and he took pictures of it, and it was pretty dented up and everything, just like our gutters there.
In the pool, it don't look like it was bad.
Shingles, pool shingles.
Pool is shingle.
Yeah,
Okay,
pool shingles, and then the park is steel.
Steel.
Yeah, park, the bathroom and the shelter house are steel, so.
So would someone like to make a motion to approve the bid summary?
So I'd like to think about the park before, if we're, do we want to wait a little bit on that? Since we were thinking about doing some work there with the shelter house anyway.
Yeah, I don't know when that'll come to
That's gonna be
fruition,
down
no,
the road.
I don't know.
Even
gonna
if
be
you
a-
started that project, you'd still be a year down the road before you did it, and is it the first, to be considering, is it the first project you would do in the park, or would it be the sidewalks, or would it be, you know, think about the whole project,
Phasing it, yeah.
where would that shelter house line up as far as priority?
And we don't know that yet.
No.
And I think our thought is building on the end of the open,
Right.
so,
That's what the plan showed.
yeah, so we would still
We
have
have this,
a good
still.
section of the open, you know, intact, I would
You kind of know how long projects
think. Yeah.
take and.
Yeah, the money.
Yes, so.
You got the money, so.
I'll make a motion to approve
okay.
the.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Five, okay, this is a voice vote, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, excellent.
You can run.
Thank you.
Now you can get out of here.
You know, the pony rides.
Oh, yeah, I saw that they were there. Okay, next item is to review and discuss public, oh, there's late, okay. We'll go back to. You're on board, Wade.
Fresh from the football field.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sweaty.
Little warm.
It's not warm out, is it?
Yeah, it was warm. So, if I'm stinking nasty, I apologize.
No,
but-
you're fine.
Okay. Probably not too far from that myself.
I know I'm in.
Been freshen up too much.
So we got your packet, you know, things that, I think what we wanted to, Terry, you can explain what we kind of wanted to talk about the children.
Well, just,
Sure.
and you know, I
Yeah.
think the scooters and I don't know, it's just, how do we start kind of controlling some of that? I don't know.
Right, yeah, so, I mean, you know, electric scooters and, I guess what would be considered or classified as, you know, like class 1 e-bikes and class 2 e-bikes are, you know, are legal in terms of, you know, kids operating them. You know, class 3 bikes, which would basically be like pedal and throttle assist, that go in excess of 20, I think it's 25 miles an hour. So those are not, you know, as legal. And then obviously things that are gas operated, like your, you know, mini, 100cc motorcycles and those types of things, or those things obviously have to be, licensed and street legal, which I know some of them that I've seen around town operating on the city streets are not. So, and we know who those people are. We've had conversations with them, we've cited them, so we've kind of been down that road. But yeah, the electric scooters and the class 1 and class 2, I guess what you would consider e-bikes that have, some type of pedal and throttle that don't exceed that 25-mile-an-hour threshold, those are legal. Kids are under 18 are still supposed to have helmets on when they operate those, because there obviously is a huge propensity for, head injuries if they have an accident with them.
Is that a law, or is that?
On the class 1 and the class 2 e-bikes, on a regular bicycle, no. Like if a kid's just riding a bicycle around town, they're not required to have a helmet on. But on the electric scooters and things like that, they're required, yeah. So, and then obviously cities, can adopt, ordinances as far as whether they could be operated on, sidewalks, trails, and those sort of things. You're free to do that. So I guess
Do you
those
think, like, since we are countywide law and all that, would it be good for like all our communities to maybe try to adopt some of the same guidelines, so you guys?
It's easier for us, that's for
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
And just, cause what I'm seeing, I've got a stop sign by my house by the park, they're blowing the stop signs, they're in the tennis courts.
Yep.
Yeah, they're riding
They're
in the
going
tennis
through
courts.
the shelter house,
Field
and there's
Street.
events going on,
Right.
and.
And they are still
it's just-
required, they are still legally required to,
Obey the
obey the
signs.
traffic
Yeah,
laws,
yeah.
thanks, of the
But
stop
sometimes there's
signs.
3 kids on one,
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
Even
it's
on the
just-
scooters.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
just something.
Whether it's a
just-
stand-up or a sit-down scooter, we see
Yeah.
a lot of those.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know, I think we just feel like somehow we need to get some
So
clear
is there a-
guidelines.
Well, didn't
and
Storm
we're
Lake
all-
do something?
They may have, I think Sioux City has, Sioux Center, I know has been, I know their sheriff there a little bit, so I've talked to him a few times, just, briefly about the things they've had. I know Sioux Center is adopting, an ordinance up there. I mean, I think it'd be best, personally, my personal opinion is, yeah, I think if we have an ordinance that all the cities can agree on, that would be very similar, that would be a lot easier for us as far as enforcement action.
Is that something that you could help take the lead on that, or are you saying that has to be the council's
No,
job? Or like, can we together, or
Yeah.
is there an officer that maybe could be part of
Sure,
a group?
sure.
I don't know, I'm just,
Well, we can do it, you can do it one of two,
Throwing
you
it
can do it
out.
one of 2 ways. I mean, obviously, the sheriff's office would have no problem taking the lead and trying to come up with some type of ordinance that we could put out there for all the cities at, a public safety meeting, or you.
like a starting point.
Like a starting
Like,
point.
these are bullets
Right.
of what,
Or we could have, the Public Safety Commission can, and they've done this in the past, they can put together a committee, to look at an issue, and then come back, with an idea of an ordinance, then it would be presented to each of the cities. So we can do it, either way.
I mean, I feel like we're kind of sundowning on summer and getting into fall, and then they're probably not gonna be out like they
Well, when
are
school starts, I would
now.
think it wouldn't be
Be
as,
as
But
prevalent.
if we could get ahead of it for next
Right.
year, yeah, and just really,
Yeah,
well, I know Storm Lake's biggest problem is, they've got their bike, or their trail all the way around, and kids
Right.
are, people are supposed to just be walking on it,
Right.
or so forth,
Yeah.
and kids are,
yeah.
yeah.
the walkers are being forced to step aside because these little kids are riding.
Right.
I know I listened to Storm Lake had they videoed the meeting they had with some of their citizens, and, they talked a lot about just education of the kids, like, so they know what they can and can't do, and then when they get pulled over, they
Mhm.
shouldn't be surprised.
Is this something that, that the sheriff's department could put together a flyer or something and give it to the school?
Sure,
And like each one of the teachers could go through it with the kids and say, this is,
But I think we gotta figure out how we wanna,
right.
yeah.
Enforce it,
I think if we could, and I really think it'd be nice if all the county cities would be on the same page, and these guys
Yeah.
wouldn't be wondering what Battle Creek's rules are, and.
But how do we go about enforcing it?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
because that,
Yeah, that's
you
always.
can have all the rules in the
Right.
world, but,
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
that's-
you guys aren't around all the
It's
time
almost
either.
like just patrolling like you do now, if somebody blew a stop sign or something, I mean, it's probably by luck if you see
Catch
it.
it if you
And
catch
that'd be
it.
the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not trying to say blame that you're not enforcing it.
No.
but, I mean, it's just
It's
like,
like they gotta be in the right place when it happens.
Right.
And they might,
You know, we
they
took
aren't always
that-
gonna be.
So, a couple thoughts I would have is, I know obviously, we have a walking trail here.
Right.
Obviously, Ida Grove has a walking trail, and Novatic has a walking trail. So that would be probably my first request of the cities, or first ask would be, are you going to allow them to be utilized on the walking trails? That would be a question I think that each city has to probably answer for themselves, because you guys will be okay with that, and Ida Grove may not.
Right.
Sure.
Which is fine, it doesn't, that's just one thing. As far as the enforcement end of it, yeah, you're right, that's always the biggest challenge, is,
Just like the
how do
four-wheelers
you
side by
continually,
side.
you gotta be as aggressive as you can. We've had, for all the years I've been here, every year at ball season, we have issues down here with the parking. This is the first year that I didn't have one citizen, and one in particular who always called me and complain about it, because we told our guys from day one, they're gonna be ball games every night up here. I want you there every single night, and I want you taking care of it before it becomes an issue. And we did, and we didn't have any problems, as far as, we didn't have any complaints from citizens anyway. I'm not saying there were problems, but no citizens calling in and complaining, which tells me that our guys were doing a pretty good job of being visible and getting that handled right away and educating people. So I did have a conversation with Fred Anderson, our school resource officer, about this issue, just not today, but yesterday. And I know every year, at least the Holstein Kiwanis Club has done a bike rodeo every year, usually in the spring. And Ida Grove has asked us to help them. Their Kiwanis Club has asked us to help develop a bike rodeo for them. So I think those would be good opportunities for us to
Oh,
get into
yeah.
the schools and talk to some of these kids that have these. Will they all listen and obey the laws anyway? No, but at least that's a little bit more outreach.
Right now, it just feels like there's
so.
no laws on it. I mean, it's just, do whatever you
It
want.
goes back to the parents.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
We can.
Yeah.
right, I mean,
Yeah.
it sits on the parents.
Because they don't know.
Right.
Always, what.
Yeah.
Those kids didn't buy those bikes themselves.
Right.
And they are, obviously, I've ridden e-bikes, we rode them out in California this spring, they're a heck of a lot of fun. And for an old guy like me, it was nice, man, I got on there and I'm like, this is awesome. It's kind of like riding a little moped, so it was fun. But, yeah.
But you're not 6.
Right, yeah, so, I know of one person who, in our county, who I know pretty well, who was riding an e-bike, not here in Iowa, but in Colorado, and fell and he's still got a traumatic brain injury from it, and still isn't, to this day, it's like 3 years ago, he's still not right.
Wow.
So it is serious, like you can be seriously injured with these, and we've seen an increase statewide of injuries from these, so it is a serious issue. So I think we should probably start with, putting together some ideas from the city administrator, city clerks, on what you would want to see in an ordinance in terms of, especially trail usage. That's probably gonna be our biggest, like, okay, are you gonna let them be used on the trail or not? That would probably be number one, and I can get, or Tammy could get too, but I'm happy to do it. We can get our hands on ordinances from other communities that have put together these and there's no reason we're not trying to recreate the wheel.
Right.
If
No.
somebody has something that's a good ordinance, we
Yeah.
can kind of piggyback and copycat off them.
Right.
So I'm happy to send an email out tomorrow, and we'll just tag or
And what
CC all of
works.
them. And what works, yeah.
You'll know what works, what
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
work. Talking to everybody.
And I know it's an issue. I go on a walk usually every night with my dog and usually my wife, and we were out last night, and I don't know if there were any on the tennis court last night. It was like 10 o'clock, and we were by there. I don't think there were. I think there were just a bunch of kids up there hanging out, playing pickleball, yeah. I say basketball, but pickleball. So, but I've seen them, and I'll be out mowing my yard, and I see one kid in particular on that little white, going down there, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna ride right by my house?
You're not scared to see the sheriff car
Yeah.
sitting there.
The white one, oh, yeah, my neighbor.
Yeah, right down in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? But,
Well,
but,
hopefully school starts and
Yeah.
things will calm down a little bit.
right,
I
Yeah.
think we should really try to start next year out.
Yeah.
Getting it hard.
Well, especially
You
they're
know,
gonna be
as soon as we
redoing the
can.
pickleball court, and we
Oh.
certainly don't want,
We can't have them on.
can't have them
No.
on that at all.
Right. Yeah. Do you guys have cameras down there right now at the park?
Not the
Not at
pickleball
the-
area, just the
Okay.
shelter.
Shelter house. I knew they were at the shelter house, but I didn't know if we had any out there.
No, we don't.
Okay, I was just
Probably
curious.
need to be-
It's the neighbors.
Yeah.
Do that.
And it is, again, it's cameras that aren't monitored 24/7.
Right.
It's just if there's an issue, we
You
go
can
back.
go
and
back.
look.
Okay.
And so that's really hard to catch kids riding bikes.
Right, yeah, no, I assumed it was, yeah, you could go back. How long do you keep that? Is it like 30 days and then it goes
I
back?
think it is 30
It
days.
is.
I would actually even have to check with the camera people. I'm not
Sure.
really sure.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
So.
that's good.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any issues.
No, I mean, most of the issues end up being at the pool, and we usually know those the next day, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we can start that process
that'd be
and
great.
certainly have something ready to go for the spring, so, okay, all right, all right. I will send an email tomorrow. so.
So what's your thoughts on the four-wheelers and side-by-sides?
Yeah, obviously, it depends on what they're being utilized for. And obviously, farmers are allowed to utilize them for, farming purposes, and they are allowed to come into town, if they're being utilized that way to purchase parts for whatever, so
Right.
they can do that. If other than that, though, my opinion, I guess, is that, my personal opinion, I certainly don't think four-wheelers and scooters and things that aren't registered should be allowed to be operated on city streets. You gotta have a license for it. Number one, you gotta have a license to operate it.
Right.
And then number two, they should be licensed, they should be
It should-
street legal.
Yeah,
That's my opinion. But I know that not everybody shares that opinion, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
I came across, Woodbine has a policy for golf carts
Yeah, they do.
to be licensed.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
Through the city?
through the
Through
city.
the city,
He's got
They
his
gotta
golf cart
register.
at his home,
Yeah.
but then he has
right.
its license and has
Probably
a
has-
flag and
Probably has to have
to get to the.
turn signals, and
Yeah, get to the.
I think Lakeview is the same way. They have to have the flag and the headlights and turn signals, and have to be licensed with the city,
Right.
Mhm.
so.
Do you feel that's a problem?
The golf carts,
Golf carts and
I don't know.
I don't know.
four-wheelers? And
There's a lot of them, but I don't know if
I
it's,
don't see that being a problem.
I don't see the
As much
little-
as the
the-
scooters.
yeah.
It's
That's
probably
a
more
safety
like if
issue.
you've got a minor driving a golf
Right,
cart around.
exactly.
Which you
The
see that,
minors.
you know, yeah, you got kids and kids
Yeah.
hanging on the back and.
Right.
you see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Babies
four-wheelers and
running
things like that, but I mean,
Yeah, still driving
I'm
around.
not here all the time either, so,
and they hide from you.
yeah, they do.
They do.
I mean, we had.
Sorry to tell you that,
No,
but
we had, when my kids were young, we had a little Kawasaki 125, and I'd let them ride it in our yard. Oh, they tore the heck out of my grass, which is fine, that's completely legal, and then if we wanted to let them ride it somewhere else, we'd load it up in the truck, and away we'd go to a farm or somewhere, a friend's house,
Yeah, where they could do it.
where they could just ride it, but, yeah, now, did my kids ever ride it on the city street in town? Oh, I bet they probably did when I wasn't around. I'm not gonna, I'm sure
no, I
they did,
understand.
so,
We were all young once.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't, oh, sorry,
No, I was just gonna say, any other
any
questions?
other
for
questions,
Wayne?
Randy?
Jake Briggs,
What's that?
Jake Briggs,
Sure.
on 20, I mean, I can hear him at my house with the windows closed. You know, I mean, it's constant,
I know.
through here.
Out on 20 or?
Yeah,
here?
on 20.
On 20.
Well, even on 59, you can hear him, because I can tell which, which
Where it's
direction it's
coming
coming from, but 20 is really bad in the evenings, especially is when I notice it, but if there's anything we can do about enforcing that, or
Sure.
pushing it a little harder,
Kind of a rough one too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, we're, as active in this, I know that right now, especially this week, we're in a buyback week from the state in terms of overtime for the governor's traffic safety bill for our traffic enforcement project. So I know the guys have been out aggressive on traffic enforcement this week, so. And we're pretty diligent on Highway 20, trying to stay out there as much as we can between us and the state patrol as much as they're, we don't coordinate, it's not like I know when they're gonna be around or anything, but, but we're as diligent as we can be out in that corridor, you know, which I think we have done a good job of really tamping down, you know, the accidents and things like that. I'm a little concerned with what the DOT's plans are. I'm not a fan of what they're proposing to do. I'd prefer they just leave it the way it is, personally. I think, you know, I think what they've done has worked,
Has been very.
you know.
Yes.
So even the accidents we've had out there have been at a much lower speed. So the impact, you know, points haven't been as traumatic and as bad when we have had accidents. But, you know, and again, I'm not a traffic engineer, so I'm not claiming to be. I just know what we did initially out there didn't work real well. What they've done now has worked pretty well. And I'm not a big, I don't know, you know, I go to and from eastern Iowa occasionally to see my mom and see my family. I don't really stop at that Fort Dodge truck stop. I have a couple times, and yeah, it's kind of weird, you know, when I'm like, okay, I'm trying to go
When you come
east,
out,
I gotta
go
go
back,
west, and then I
yeah,
gotta
I
whip
know.
that U-turn, and I gotta go back. So it's a little, to
Yeah.
me, a little confusing. So, but I know we are very visible in that corridor and pretty aggressive out there.
I
So,
think the only thing that's gonna do is it's gonna make that Charmac intersection busier, and they're gonna cross there instead of having to go up, you know, I mean, so I
Make
think
that
they're just moving the problem.
Hairpin, yeah.
I think.
Well, a couple business owners I've talked to are really worried that if this happens, they're not gonna come into Holstein. They're gonna just
oh, yeah,
make that thing and they're just gonna keep going.
yeah.
If it happens,
If,
it's gonna happen.
well, I know it's, yeah, well, I know,
Yeah.
but they're concerned about that, you know, people
It's
are
all
gonna-
about money. That's why they didn't wanna do the turnabout,
Right.
because it was a fraction of the cost.
So if they left it the way it was, it wouldn't cost anything.
To me, it looks like signage is what we need. People don't know there's acceleration lanes or,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just,
Move back the speed limits a little further out each way, I think would help as well, just slower speeds.
Yeah.
and there's a lot of them go 45 through there, but there's a
Yeah.
whole lot that don't.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, some that do well. But we've had I guess as far as activity levels, we've had a pretty busy summer, pretty active summer. Obviously, if you get on our website, you can see that. If you are on our, what's the word I'm looking for, app on our, if you got the app, the County Sheriff's Office app on your phone, you can see, and I get a lot of people that, you know, must have that because I get a lot of people that text me or email me and ask, you know, about inmates in jail, so they can kind of see what's going on there. Jail's been pretty heavy. You know, we've been running about 8, 9, 10 a day. So I think we're down to, I think we're at 7 today. Holding females still for Sac County, so we're still holding all their females.
How long do you hold people, like as long as you have to?
Yeah,
Like
until
they
they,
can stay for
yeah, until
a
they,
month or?
yeah.
Really?
Until they bond out or until they get released from the court.
Okay.
So, I mean, legally, a county jail can hold somebody for 364 days, as far as a sentence is concerned, if they've been sentenced to jail. If it's more than 365 days, then that's a prison sentence, they go down to prison. But, you know, we could have a judge sentence somebody to 364 days theoretically. It doesn't happen a lot, but it could. But yeah, if we arrest somebody tonight, you know, if they bond out or they get out, if the court ORs them, which that's not happening anymore really, but if they could release them, but yeah, they're gonna stay till the court order comes down to release them. So, you know, so we've been busy in the jail. We haven't had any major incidents or anything like that, but we've had a couple minor incidents down there. Have our annual inspection coming up here from the state jail inspector again. We don't anticipate, you know, any hiccups or problems with that. You know, as far as activity level, it just is things that we see every day. To us, they become routine, but you know, it's you know, the domestic violence, drunk driving, warrant arrests, drug arrests, you know, all those sort of things.
Suspicious person, I don't see
We
that.
get those, yeah, we get a lot of those calls, and
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of them turn out to not really be suspicious,
Yeah.
but some are.
It's your
So,
husband.
yeah,
No, I appreciated somebody sitting here too, because I do think trucks come
Mm.
blowing through here
Oh,
all
they
the
do.
time, pretty darn good too.
I can't believe the
and-
number of trucks that go through
So-
the red lights.
Yeah, and so I do appreciate seeing
Sure.
somebody every once in a while.
Yeah, our traffic, or excuse me, our property crime stuff is pretty low, you know, it really has been. I mean, I think about what it was 30 years ago when I started, and, you know, our property crimes were you know, we were busy, and we had burglaries and thefts a lot. We just don't see those as much anymore. I think a lot of that comes down to, you know, cameras. You know, a lot of people have Ring cameras, businesses have cameras.
Yeah.
So I think that stopped a lot of would-be, you know, bad actors, so. You know, outside of that, I mean, we don't have any major things going on right now. You know, we have looked at, I don't even really want to get too deep into it, but if you have questions about it, I certainly entertain the questions. We have been looking at the possibility of employing flock cameras in the county, which I don't know if you guys even really know what those are. So basically, Flock is the company. What they are is they're ALPs, or automatic license plate readers. So they are cameras that are positioned, Woodbury County, I think, at last count, I think they have 55 or 60 up in Woodbury and Sioux City. Cherokee has them, Plymouth has them, you know, most counties in eastern Iowa already have them. So what the license plate readers are is they are put at fixed points on private property, because the DOT won't let you put anything in the DOT right away. So you need to get permission from property owners to put them on the property. Basically, there's a pole, a camera, and it is powered by solar. So there's a little solar panel on them. The data, every license plate, every car that goes by, you know, they're basically taking essentially a picture of that vehicle, the license plate, and the vehicle, make and model, you know. So if there are defining characteristics on the vehicle, so for instance, dents, you know, what the make and model is, color, you know, stickers, you know, anything that can identify that car. Think of it kind of as a fingerprint for a person, anything that can be used to identify that car. That data is stored and can be accessed by law enforcement with a legitimate law enforcement reason to go back and look for that data. Give you an example. So a couple weeks ago, I was out in Montana when this happened, but a couple weeks ago, there was a homicide up in Sioux Falls. I think it was a domestic situation. I actually think it was pretty brutal murder homicide from what I read. And the individual who allegedly committed the crime, I say allegedly, hasn't been convicted yet, was arrested at the Ottawa I-29 exit. Flock cameras are what located him. So they can be set up to give automatic alerts to law enforcement in the event of a child abduction or other abduction.
Amber alerts and stuff.
Yep, so they can be set up to give us an alert when a vehicle goes by. If the registered owner of that vehicle has an active arrest warrant. So those are kind of the two parameters that the active alerts are set up for. Outside of that, again, if we have a legitimate reason to get in and look for the data, you can look for, you know, we have a hit and run and they're like, hey, I didn't get a license plate, but it was a blue, you know, Chevy Silverado, you know, whatever. You know, you type in blue Chevy Silverado, look in the parameters of the time that you're looking for, and if that vehicle went by the camera, you're gonna have a license plate in the vehicle.
Do they pick up other activity, like
No,
people,
no.
or is it
No,
strictly
it's
just?
strictly
The vehicle.
vehicles.
Vehicles.
It's strictly vehicles. So when we started having the discussions about these, maybe about 6 weeks ago with the Board of Supervisors, you know, I had some people reach out to me in the county who have legitimate concerns, because I think we all have legitimate concerns about our privacy. I get that. I sympathize and I empathize with that. So I've tried to do as much as I can to educate those people that have reached out to me to say this is what they're used for, this is what they do. And, you know, realistically, you know, if you're traveling down a public roadway, you know, your vehicle really doesn't have any expectation of privacy, because I could stand out here in the corner at the Midwest Deli for the next 6 hours and video record every car that goes by, and
Right.
completely legal thing to do. So they're not without controversy. The majority of the controversy revolves around, again, officers and agencies who have done stupid things with that data. So for instance, officers who have stopped a vehicle and thought, well, you know, that individual was a nice looking person, maybe I'd like to know who that person is, so they look up that data. Or you know, maybe they have a breakup and they're trying to figure out, you know, hey, who's going over to see my former girlfriend or former boyfriend. So the data has to be closely protected in terms of who has access to it, you know, and we do have a policy that we've adopted. If in the event we go ahead with the automatic license plate readers, that would limit that, and we would have to obviously have a legitimate law enforcement, you know, purpose. There would have to be annual audits of the data as far as who, you know,
Who's in there?
who got in and why.
Why?
So I've had discussions with our state, with Jason Schultz, Steve Holtz, I talked to Lynn Evans, and I talked to Pat Grassley, the Speaker of the House, just because I have a relationship with Pat, just because I grew up over there, know him, know his family well. And basically my question was, you know, are you guys going to outlaw these things? Because I keep hearing this, like this is, and so the feedback I'm getting from our legislators is a lot of people want to, and they're getting bombarded with people who want them to be outlawed or banned, but they're saying right now, probably not quite that far, but there would be some curtailing of the usage and how the data is accessed and things of that nature. So right now I'm kind of in a wait and see mode, maybe to kind of wait and see what happens this session before we really push headlong into it. They are a wonderful tool for law enforcement. They help us catch bad guys. Rob Sand has made that comment. I know he was down in Ida Grove. I had a short discussion with him. I think Zach Lane, the other candidate for governor, I think he feels the same way. I think, and even law enforcement, most like myself, I recognize there has to be rules right in place.
Sure.
It's very similar to like the NCIC system. Right now, if I wanted to, I can go run anybody's criminal history that I want to. Now, I have to have a reason to do that, like, and there's an audit trail for that from the state. So, but we do have that access to that if we want to do that. So
each county would foot the bill for.
yeah, so it's
So
an annual, it's a 1-year annual contract. Right, I think it's $3,000 per camera, and we were only looking at maybe 5 cameras or 6 in the county to start off with. And I don't know that we would ever really need more than that anyway. You know, I don't want them in every corner. We just were kind of putting them around the county, kind of in places that we felt were best in terms of where we were going to be able to catch the most vehicles in terms of, you know, where those traffic issues were, or not traffic issues, but where we felt most vehicles would pass by. So that's, we're in the beginning stages of that. So, you know, and I bring it up because I know some people have reached out to me and I've had some people that were really good about it and asking good questions, and I've had other people who accused me of being, you know, a spy or something for the, you know, for the government, something like that. Whatever, not really, but, well, that's, I just say, I went down to Newton, Sunday for the NASCAR race with my son, which he's a huge NASCAR fan. I'm not, never been to one, but it was actually kind of fun. I actually kind of enjoyed it. And I said, I bet I went by 50 of them on my way through, you know,
Really?
Hamilton and Polk and Story and Jasper County. And I don't really give it. Because I'm not doing anything wrong. So if they know I was there, big deal, because I guarantee the phones that we all have,
Right.
They're tracking
you way more than these cameras will.
Sure.
You know, and the DOT's got cameras.
They already
out
have
there.
one out there, yeah, because we get to it all the time if we have an accident out there.
Exactly.
It's been the best thing ever for us. You know, it has been, that's been a wonderful tool for us with accidents out there, so.
Yeah, you can go on your phone and check all of those.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so,
Okay,
anyway, so,
thank you.
okay, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for
Coming
coming.
back.
Yeah, anytime, and I'll,
So I'll see you Wednesday, right? We have the EMS.
Tuesday. Right,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Tuesday, Tuesday,
Here
here in Holstein,
Yeah,
yeah.
at the rec center.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, we'll go, public safety will be at 7,
Yeah.
and will be at 6 and 6:30.
Right, right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Wade.
Okay, the next item, we're going to review and discuss public health inspection.
Okay, so we had our first public health inspection at the aquatic center. You'll see that they found 4 deficiencies or things that need to be worked on. You'll see the corrective action. These were not major things at all. They were corrected and then also corrected, and then things were put into place so it wouldn't happen again. So you get your rundown of that.
Excellent. Okay. Resolution 26-37, setting date for public hearing on urban renewal plan amendment for the Holstein urban renewal area number 3.
Yep, so this is the urban renewal area number 3 that we are paying for the ballpark. Ball.
Parking lot.
Parking lot.
Parking lot.
It was totally sound like.
It was just,
So anyway, yeah, so this is the beginning of amending that plan so that we can use those TIF funds for that ball field parking lot.
What did the school have to do with it?
So the school and the county, we're consulting with them because that's part of tax dollars, since it's being taken out of there. This is a little bit different, it's an amendment, we're not getting any more tax dollars, so we're not taking any tax dollars, it's just sitting there already, so. But we still do need to go through the process.
Sure.
So we will meet on September 8th, 2026, at 5
For the next meeting.
Okay. So this, I would like someone to make a motion to approve resolution 26-37. Mike, second please.
Second.
Marcus. And this is a roll call vote, so Steve,
Yes.
Marcus,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Bonnie.
Yes.
The next item is resolution 26-38 to fix a date for public hearing on proposal to enter into a general obligation sewer improvement loan and disbursement agreement and to borrow money thereunder in a principal amount not to exceed $500,000.
Okay, so we did the original SRF loan against the sewer revenue. This is the SRF loan that we're doing against the GO. So, and then here, I've got the construction loan documents here for you guys, if you wanna look through those. And you'll see on those loan documents that that project is being paid for, the SRF loan, so 500,000 of that SRF loan total is the GO, the remainder is the sewer revenue. We have a CDBG grant of 500,000 and a WFTAP grant of 500,000. So this is really just finishing up what we've already started. We just waited on the GO bond before we wouldn't have to pay interest on that money until we needed it, so.
Right. So would I like someone to approve resolution 26-38?
I move.
Steve, I need a
Second.
Terry?
Can I vote on this? Or is?
I'm sorry, I would.
What's that?
I would
Abstain.
Abstain.
Just abstain.
Just to make sure, and there's no, this isn't actually on the project or the work on the project, but let's just be safe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, okay, sorry.
So we'll do a roll call vote, so Marcus,
Yes.
Mike,
Sustain.
Terry,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay.
I almost abstained too.
I was,
It's still
Wait
passed.
a minute. It's still passed.
Okay.
Okay. Program here.
Oh, okay.
Good catch.
Final item is set a special meeting for August 25th at 5 p.m. A consultation session with Galva Holstein School in Ida County for Urban Renewal Plan Amendment UR3 and public hearing for SRF Low Sewer Improvement Loan. So that is in lieu of our next meeting then?
well, no, it is a special meeting because
It's a
our
special
meetings are only the second Tuesday of every month now. So anytime that we have to meet, and the only reason we're doing a special meeting for these is because I want to move that TIF amendment down the road and also the GEO bond, since the sewer project is cooking along pretty good. I want to make sure we've got the funds, okay? So,
Okay, so I need someone to make a motion to approve, to set the special meeting for August 25th at 5 p.m.
I'll make the motion.
Marcus, second please.
I'll second it.
Bonnie. And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of, that anybody else to say? So we will not have a meeting now, that we're just going to the one
Yep,
meeting.
the second Tuesday.
The second
of every
Tuesday of
month.
the month. Unless we need to call some, unless it's a special time. Everything is special. So I would like to have a motion to adjourn this meeting.
You got it.
Okay, Marcus has made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Terry, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.